I'm aspiring meteorologist John Bordash with you right now with your updated forecast this evening, and we saw another chilly day today, where most of us we struggled to get above freezing. Pax River, a coastal location, recorded a high today of 34 degrees. Most of us again didn't get above freezing. The low today was 27. No rain today, but that's going to be changing as we head over the next few days. Again, we were well below the normals of 56 and 38. Actually, our high temperature was even above the normal high. Now, what everybody is asking questions about is the possibility of a coastal storm for this upcoming week. Well, it's not the possibility. It's pretty likely that we're going to be looking at some kind of storm system moving to the region. Right now, the storm track appears that it's going to form down near Texas, and then it's going to trek up through the Gulf Coast, up the East Coast. Now, one of the big questions is how far inland or how far out to the coast will we see impacts? Right now, it looks like we're going to be looking at a winter mix down towards Dallas, a possibility of some freezing rain, maybe even an ice storm down that way with some snow up towards Oklahoma City. Rain for the majority of the areas that will be impacted, maybe some snow back towards the Appalachians, and maybe some lake effect snows also near the Great Lakes. The question is, will we see any snow here, and if so, how much? Well, to answer that, first we're going to take a look at some of our weather models. Alright, first what we're going to start off with is the GFS model. Now this is starting off tomorrow night. This is right around 10 o'clock. As you see, nothing's happening. And then as we move this on forward, it shows me the possibility of maybe some snow or maybe a winter mix represented by the shades of pink and purple you'll see. So right down here, maybe some snow again coming into the region at the onset of the event, and then transitioning over to rain. Again, maybe some icy spots, but the majority of any ice or snow that would develop would be back towards the west on the onset of this. And then, again, rain for the majority of us. And then as it starts to come to an end, we would transition maybe back to a period of snow. Alright, so how much snow does this want to put down? Well, by the time all is said and done, now this is just one forecast model. This shows, with the darker shade of gray, measurable snow, so between coating to at most an inch. Now in this zone right here, maybe 1 to 2 inches, and then with this zone right here, maybe 2 to 3 inches. Now this is just one forecast model, so I'm going to take this on back to the onset of the event, and now we're going to take a look at our NAM model. This is a North America model. It's had a little bit harder time grasping it, as well as the GFS. It's really been an outlier for the majority of the forecasting time. But again, this is starting off Monday night. And as we move this further into time, again, this shows on the onset of it maybe some snow, maybe an icy mix back towards the west, maybe even some rain. And this continues to show that as we head on over into Tuesday morning, primarily back towards the west, then transitioning back over to rain, or starting off with rain. And then for the majority of the event, just looking at rain, and then a transition to snow. And the reason why the models are showing a transition to snow at the end of the event is because we would be looking at a lot of cold air racing on and behind the system with strong winds that would allow for that snow to happen. And if we take a look at the snow depth with this, or how much snow we may end up seeing, this, again, basically showing what the other model was showing, maybe a mountain snowstorm, upwards of over 5 inches in the shades of blue. Again, nothing of that major here. For us to really see for us to see snow from any kind of system in the winter, we really want to look at clippers that come out of Canada. We usually don't get a lot of snow from coastal storms or nor'easters. For that to happen, it doesn't really want to track inland. Right now, the way things are looking, if we zoom this out just a little bit, is that it would be tracking right up along here, right near Ocean City, Virginia Beach. For us to see that snow to accumulate, we would want this to track a little bit further on over towards the east, not an out-to-sea system, but maybe coming off the coastline of North Carolina opposed to Virginia, to allow for more of that cold air to come into the region. So what do I think you need to be worried about as we head over into Tuesday and Wednesday? Well, your storm planner. We start off again with that icy mix, or at least the possibility for that back towards the west. But again, here I think we'll start off with rain maybe around 10 a.m. And then by Tuesday night, we would be looking at a heavier rain coming to the region. Wednesday, still looking at rain, maybe not as heavy as Tuesday night, with the possibility of some snow at the end of the event Wednesday night, with some cooler air coming into the region. So for your impact level, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 or a high impact because we're going to be looking at a rainy travel day. And even when you throw in a few raindrops into any normal rush hour commute, we already have backups. So on a busy travel day like Tuesday and Wednesday will be, and throwing in a lot of rain, maybe the possibility of snow, we will be looking at high impacts with winds on the backside of this. And we have a low snow threat. Now we're going to have to fine tune that portion of the forecast because it's still uncertain how much snow we would see and even if this thing would produce any snow. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that. Your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow we remain cold, 38 with some more winds. Not as windy, but we still will be looking at some brief wind gusts up near 15 or 20 miles per hour, making it feel cold, but it will definitely be feeling warmer than it did today. Again, we look at that rain Tuesday, maybe even a winter mix on the onset. Wednesday rain, the possibility for this to end as snow. And behind this, more cold air comes in for Thanksgiving and Friday. Looks like we could be looking at the coldest Thanksgiving since 2000. So again, we're going to be looking at a cold pattern setting up. And again, it looks like winter has finally arrived. You may be looking at some brief warm-ups, but it looks like we're not going to be looking at another just short cold wave then going back up to near 70 degrees for at least the next week to 2 weeks. Looks like we're going to be staying in this cold pattern. Again, I'll continue to keep you updated. Another forecast coming to you tomorrow morning. Stay safe, and again, remember to keep updated on the forecast.